So let us continue with our series. Here we want to transpose for t, or make t the subject. And this problem is different from the others in the sense that we have some fractions here now that we need to get rid of. Well, one fraction, denominator there of 100. And how do we get rid of a fraction now? Multiply both sides by the LCM. Well, one fraction, so it's just 100, right? So multiply both sides by 100. So 100 times one side. And we have to do the same thing onto the other side. And 100 times I, that's 100i. So we end up with 100 into 100, one time. So we end up with PTR. So we are transposing for t. So we need to get rid of the PR. So we divide both sides by PR. Alright. So P into P, so one time. R into R. So we're left with T equal to 100i over PR. So time is 100 times simple interest over principal times interest rate. Okay, here we have another one. So we're asked to transpose for P, or make P the subject. So we can multiply both sides by m. So we times this side by m. And then we'll make it important. And we times the other side by m. So m times q is mq. And m into m was one time, right? So here we just have p squared minus r. We're transposing for p, so we want the p squared by itself, right? So we can add r to both sides. I would say group this negative r with mq over here, so it becomes mq plus r equal to p squared. Good. So we want p, so we take the square root of both sides. So the square root of the p square, we get p, and the square root mq plus r. Alright, so what we'll do is take the square root of both sides. So square root of that side and the square root of that side, right? The square root of p squared is p. And that's it. We have p isolated on one side of the equation, and that's it. So again, we have another problem. We're asked to transpose for x. Now here we have a denominator of 8, which we need to get rid of. So I want to multiply each term by 8. Let's put what we're doing here. So we times each term by 8. Alright, we're multiplying each side by 8. Each term. So 8 times y. We have x over 8. We have 2p. So 8 times x over 8. And 8 times 2p. So 8 times the y, 8 times x over 8, 8 times 2p. 8 times everybody. Alright, so 8y. And then here's the reason why we're multiplying both sides by 8. This is the essence of why we're doing it. Because we want to get rid of this denominator here. So 8 into 8 is 1. 8 into 8. Alright. So we end up with x plus, and 8 times 2p, that's 16p. And therefore, to get the x on its own, we just minus 16p from both sides. So 8y minus 16p. And the 16p is no more, because we subtract it. So we group it with the 8y. It's now minus 16p. So x equal 8y minus 16p, and we are done, since we have x isolated by itself on one side of the equation.